Hi everyone, this is the pasuk for week number 8. Here we go. And the boy grew up, and she brought him to the daughter of Pharaoh, and he became for her a son, and she called his name Moshe, and she said, "Because from the water I drew him." So lots of questions about the name itself, right? Um, so first of all, we learn here that actually the order of the story is really important, and most people get this wrong, says Rich Elliott Friedman. Most people believe that actually Pharaoh's daughter brings Moshe out of the water. Then she does the naming process. Then she gives the baby over to Yocheved to nurse, but that's not true. Actually, only Moshe gets the name Moshe only after she returns. He is returned to Bat Tia or Bat Paro. Um, so that's kind of an important thing, and a lot of our commentaries really question: is how does Pharaoh's daughter know Hebrew? I mean, is Moshe a Hebrew name or an Egyptian name? It should be that Pharaoh's daughter knows Egyptian, not Hebrew. And then she's using this explanation that is actually specifically Hebrew. So it's very weird. What is this trying to teach us? According to the normal rules of grammar, Moshe's name should be Mashui, says David Chim Kimchi. Why is he called Moshe? And then we have a question of like, how is actually Pharaoh going to even allow this adoption to happen? And why emphasize this idea of growing? Isn't that kind of muvan me'elav? Isn't that kind of a normal sense of when a baby gets milk, they're going to grow? And we've got some great answers to a lot of these questions. First of all, a few answers to why is he called Moshe. So basically, we have one idea that from Chizkuni that Pharaoh's daughter actually converts to Judaism and then learns Hebrew, or that actually Yochevet's mom calls him Moshe, and Pharaoh kind of agrees when she understands the name of this. Um, Another idea is Pharaoh's daughter learns Hebrew, since actually there are a lot of Hebrew speakers in the land of Egypt. Another idea is God inspires Batya to name Moshe, and so she's kind of unaware that this name actually has some hidden meanings, meaning I am drawing, like I draw, he drew out. So right, it's kind of like the past tense, not Mashui, but he drew out, the meaning he's going to draw out the people of the Israelites from Egypt. How is Pharaoh going to allow this to happen? Birkat Asher says there must have been some convincing that was done. And why emphasize the boy's growth? And this is a great answer right here. Ha'amek Davar says actually the boy grew exponentially in order so that there was no suspicion from Pharaoh that when his daughter adopts the baby, that this could have been a baby that was actually saved during the decree, and that so Pharaoh never has suspicion that actually his daughter is going against his own decree. And by the way, in Eitz Chaim, we learn from JPS that actually Moshe was a kind of a name that was placed. Moses was a name put on the end of Egyptian words, so meaning a child or son. So there's people named Ptah Moses, Ram Moses, um, Moses, and yeah, so that was that was actually an Egyptian name, at least according um, to the scholars JPS. All right. I do think actually there's kind of some nice nafkaminas here, right? That sometimes a name indicates more than a name, right? Moses' name is laden with meaning. He's given through his name a almost prophecy that he will be the drawer out of the people of Israel, and kind of that question of when we name children and when we kind of discover our own name, does that in some way give us a hidden meaning to our own destiny in life? Um, and then kind of this sense of like, who knows Hebrew, who doesn't know Hebrew, just kind of a sense of um, people who don't know Hebrew knowing Hebrew means that there's a backstory here that we might not know about. And I guess when we hear people kind of with languages that we don't immediately assume that they know, there's a backstory that asks us to get more curious because we need to know kind of how that came to being. All right. Thanks, everyone.